Hi you students, I hope everyone is doing well and we have started the new chapter in physics in class 10, that is magnetic effect of the electric current. In the previous class we understood the meaning of a magnet, magnetic field and magnetic field lines. We understood some basic properties of the magnetic field lines, that is magnetic field lines always form a closed loop. It always start from north and terminate at south, that is it is having a direction from north to south pole of a given magnet. They can never intersect, and we understood in the previous class, if the two magnetic field lines will intersect at a given point within the magnetic field, means at the same point there are two different or many values of the magnetic field, which is not so possible. Okay, we also understood that if the magnetic field lines are very crowded at a place, means the strength of the magnetic field is very high there, and if the magnetic field lines are far away, the strength is not so good. So we can identify within the magnetic field if the strength of the magnetic field is strong or not so strong with the help of the pattern of the magnetic field lines. We also understood if the magnetic field lines are parallel to each other, means within that space the magnetic field is uniform, that is constant. So these are the things we understood in the previous class, and today we are going to start the next topic of this chapter, that is called magnetic effect of the current only. That is, we will try to understand the meaning of the magnetic effect, why it takes place, and the related concepts. So I hope you will be able to find interest in the class today. So let's start the class. So for today we have the topic same, that is magnetic effect of the electric current. So that is the topic and the chapter name also. And we understood a very simple meaning in the previous class. So before we go for the definition and the meaning of the magnetic effect, let's understand simple concept. That is, if we have connected any conductor with a battery, so if the current will flow through this circuit, then this conductor will behave as a magnet. So we can say it will get magnetized. So the time the electric current will start flowing through the given circuit, then in the circuit the conductor will start behaving as a magnet and it will get magnetized, we can say, and this phenomenon is given the name magnetic effect of the electric current. So that is how we can define, that is, the conductor behaves as a magnet when electric current flows through it. So we can say this phenomenon is called magnetic effect of current. So that is the brief meaning of this magnetic effect. So I hope it is understood. Any conductor will get magnetized if the current will flow through that conductor, and this phenomenon is given the name magnetic effect of the current, because overall if it will get magnetized only because of the current, so we can say only because of the current the magnetic field will be created by a conductor, so it is given the name magnetic effect of the current, because this effect is because of the current. So we will understand why does it take place. Before this we have one more thing to understand now, that is how this came into the knowledge. That is, a conductor can behave as a magnet when the current will flow through the conductor. So that was explained by one of the scientists, and he did one experiment. So that experiment name is called Oersted experiment. So Oersted experiment is basically the experiment done by the scientist only, and what he did, let's understand and then we'll come to the conclusion. So he made a circuit. So any circuit will have a conductor, and conductor will have some resistance, so I'm showing the resistance, otherwise it is just a conductor. And he made the circuit with the help of the battery and a switch, and what he did, he placed a magnetic compass. So you know the meaning of this symbol, it's a magnetic compass which is placed nearby the conductor, which is connected with a battery and a switch. Then the observation was, when the circuit was switched on, there was some deflection in the needle of the compass. So this needle was showing some deflection when the circuit was switched on, and same observation was seen when the circuit was switched off. So the time you switch on the circuit, you switch on and off the circuit, some deflection was seen in the needle of the compass. So from this, what he understood, that if this needle of the compass, we know it's a magnet, simple magnet with the north and the south. So we know in general the front one is the north and the back one is the south. And if this needle is showing some deflection, it means that there is some magnet nearby the compass. And say there was no magnet nearby, and this deflection was shown only when the current was flowing through the circuit, means when the circuit was switched on. So from this he concluded that the time the current flows through a conductor, it gets magnetized, and that's why the needle is getting affected because of the conductor, which is also behaving as a magnet. So the simple concept is, the time the circuit was switched on, the deflection was seen in the needle of the compass, and we know the needle can move only if it will experience a magnetic force, which it will be placed nearby some other magnet. And since there was no other magnet, but still the deflection was seen, it understood the wire itself, the conductor itself must be behaving as a magnet when the current is flowing through this. And from there we started understanding the concept of the magnetic effect of the current, that the conductor becomes a magnet when the electric current flows through the conductor. So I hope this experiment is clear. So simply we can write down the needle of compass shows deflection when the circuit is switched on. Okay, so it simply means from this, so what we conclude from here, the conclusion is the wire must be behaving as a magnet when the current is flowing through it. So we can write down the wire or conductor behaves as a magnet due to current. So due to current or electric current flowing through it. Due to current flowing through it. So that is a simple experiment, and we understood the meaning as well. So let's move to the next topic. So I hope this was understood by you. Now next thing is, if the magnetic needle or the compass of the needle of the magnetic compass will show the deflection when the current will flow through a given conductor, then in which direction it will show the deflection. Means if I say the current is flowing through this conductor, which is a part of the circuit, so I'm not showing the entire circuit, or let's see it is a part of the circuit. Okay, so current is flowing in one of the direction. So let this be switched off first, so there is no current now, and a compass is placed here. So you know, whenever you draw the magnetic compass, the head is the north one and the tail is the south one. Okay, so if I place the magnetic compass like this near the conductor through which the current will flow, then in which direction the needle will show the deflection, that we can understand with the help of a simple rule, that is called swimming rule. So what is this rule? Let's understand. If you imagine that the current is flowing in this direction, I, and you are also swimming along the same direction. So you are swimming. Okay. So you are swimming along the same direction, that is the direction of the current. So if the compass is placed nearby the conductor, then the north pole of this compass or the needle of the compass will move towards your left. So if you are swimming along this direction, because this is the direction of the electric current, so the north of this needle will deflect towards your left direction, that is left hand side. So your left is this one. So you understood, this north pole will deflect in this direction, so the needle will move somewhere this way. I'm repeating again. The rule is you have to imagine that you are swimming along the direction of the current, and when you are swimming along the direction of the current, your left and right you know. So if a needle is placed nearby the conductor, okay, and the current is flowing through this conductor, then according to this rule, the north pole of this needle will deflect towards your left hand side. So if you are swimming in this direction, the north pole of this magnet or the needle of this compass will deflect towards this side. If you believe that you are swimming in this direction, and that is the direction of the electric current, then you know your left hand side will be where? This side. So this is your left and this is your right. So this north pole will deflect towards left only. So overall this needle will be deflecting like this, so towards left. So that is the simple rule we have. If we imagine ourselves to be swimming along the direction of the electric current, then the needle of the magnetic compass will show the reflection, that is the north pole of this needle of the compass will deflect towards my left hand side. That is a simple rule we have, we can identify. So anywhere you place the magnetic compass nearby the current flowing conductor, so this is the current flowing through this conductor, you place the magnetic compass here. So this is the north pole of the compass. You know, you have to imagine yourself you are swimming along this, so your left will be this side, so this needle will deflect towards left. Okay, so I hope this rule is also understood. Okay, so we can say if I imagine to swim along direction of current, then north pole of needle of compass will deflect towards my left. So I hope this is understood, and that is very simple rule we have to identify the direction of the deflection of the needle of the compass because of the electric current flowing through a conductor. We can apply this rule all the time, swimming rule. Now let's move to the next topic, that is the cause of magnetic effect. So when the electric current flows through the conductor, why it starts behaving as a magnet? So we have some explanation in this class 10, not in that much detail, because it is somehow related with the quantum mechanics also, that is quantum physics, sorry. So that is not given in class 10, but still the simple concept is any electron, you know electron. So any electron, if I am drawing the big picture, electron is not this much side, but still I am showing. So any electron is basically having a rotation that is also called spinning. So electron is always spinning. So if you imagine one of the axis for the electron, then the electron is spinning around this axis, and because of this spinning only, the electron itself start behaving as a magnet. That is also called magnetic moment. So that is, we'll discuss in most higher classes. After 12th only we're going to understand this concept, but still briefly you should know one electron itself, because of its spinning, it produces a magnetic field, that is also called magnetic moment. So any electron has a magnetic moment because of the spinning. Okay, so we can say overall every electron is behaving as a magnet because of its rotation or spinning within the atom. And now if you imagine within the atom we have lots of electrons in different orbits, and each electron will be having its own magnetic field. So overall we can say this atom itself is behaving as a magnet with a north and a south pole. So briefly you should know this much. Any electron is having spinning. Because of this it produces a magnetic field, and within the atom we have lots of electrons, and each electron is behaving as a magnet. So we can say entire atom is behaving as a magnet, and any magnet we have north and a south pole. So now only remember an atom we have, and this atom is something like a magnet with its north and a south pole. That's it. So only this much you should know. Now we'll go for the next one. So now since we have the atom and it is behaving as a magnet, so just imagine one side we have the north and one side we have the south pole. Okay, so that I'm going to show in the next diagram. Now within a conductor, so if you have a conductor, then how many atoms we have? Infinite number of atoms we have, and each atom will have a north and the south. So let me show this picture. Now it's not a magnetic compass, for me it is atom with north and south pole. So if we have a conductor, in the absence of the battery or the power supply, each atom or magnet of the atom we can say are oriented in different direction. Okay, so we can say this, for this atom we have a north pole here, north pole here, north pole here. So overall the different atoms are behaving as a magnet, but they are oriented in different direction, random direction. So overall they cancel out each other. So in general we can say if I place one magnet here this way and opposite to this another magnet, then they will cancel out each other. So that is happening within this conductor. So overall each atom will have its magnetic field, but because they are oriented in different direction, they will cancel out each other. So overall we can say the magnetic field B is 0. So there is no magnetic field produced by the conductor. So we can say the conductor is not behaving as a magnet. But the time we connect the conductor with the power supply, electric current start flowing through the conductor, then what happens? All the atoms which are behaving as a magnet, they basically face along the same direction, that is they get oriented in the same direction. Now overall just imagine this side we just have the south and this side we just have the north. So we can say now the conductor is having one side north and one side south. Now which will be north and which will be south, that we are not going to discuss today. So it is not the way it is shown to you, but somehow one of the side of the conductor will start behaving as a north, another side will be behaving as a south. So we can say now this is a conductor behaving as a magnet. So the time this conductor will start behaving as a magnet when the current will flow through it. So that is the simple concept we have. If we connect any conductor with the power supply, then each atom behaving as a magnet, they orient themselves, they arrange themselves in a fixed direction, same direction, and overall the conductor starts behaving as a magnet. So that is the magnetic effect of the electric current. So starting from the electron to the entire conductor. So we can say overall the magnetic effect starts from a small particle called electron, and then finally the conductor itself starts behaving as a magnet. So I hope you understood this much. Now we are going to the next topic, that is called magnetic field lines due to straight conductor carrying current. So the concept is, if the current is flowing through the wire or the conductor, this conductor can have different shape. It can be straight, it can be circular, it can be in the form of a square, and the time you change the shape of the conductor, it will also produce different kind of magnetic field lines pattern. So same like if we have a bar magnet, for the bar magnet we have a different kind of the magnetic field lines pattern. For the horseshoe magnet there are different magnetic field lines pattern. For a ring magnet you will see there are different magnetic field lines pattern. So the kind of the magnet we have, the shape of the magnet we have, accordingly we will have different magnetic field lines pattern as well. And if we have the magnetic field lines pattern, it will have some direction as well. So that is what we are going to discuss now. If we imagine a straight conductor, something like the marker, and if you have a straight conductor, the current is flowing through this conductor, then what will be the pattern of the magnetic field lines produced by this straight conductor? So overall the concept is that you should know now. So if we imagine a straight conductor and the electric current is flowing through this conductor I in one of the direction, that is in this case let it be upward. So each and every point will start behaving as a magnet, that we understood. So we have infinite number of points on this conductor and each point will behave as a magnet, and for this straight conductor any point if you imagine, it will produce its own magnetic field lines pattern, and for this particular point the magnetic field patterns will be something like this. So we have the center, just imagine the concentric circles we have. So at the center, this is the point which will be the source of the magnetic field. So this is the first magnetic field, then second magnetic field lines, okay, then next magnetic field lines, then the other magnetic field lines. So this is the magnetic field lines pattern for this one point only, okay. So this is the magnetic field line which is perpendicular to this board. So you have to imagine one of the plane here. So over this plane we will have magnetic field lines that is shown to you in the form of the concentric circles, and this will have its own direction. We know any magnetic field lines will have a direction, and what will be the direction that we are going to discuss in the next topic. So overall, if we imagine a conductor through which the electric current is flowing, then each and every point will behave as a magnet, and the magnetic field lines will be in the form of concentric circles, okay. And we understood, if you start moving away from this conductor, then the radius of this circle or the circular magnetic field line will be increasing. So for the first one the radius is very less, for the last one the radius is quite high, so capital R, small r. So you understood the magnetic field lines will be produced by the same point, but it will have different radius starting from the center of the conductor, okay. So if we imagine the conductor straight away, then we know each point will be behaving as a magnet and it will produce a magnetic field lines pattern like this. If another point will behave like this, it will form pattern like this. So each and every point will form the magnetic field lines in the same pattern. So overall if we imagine, it will look like a cylinder. So you know, in general, if you see all the points together and if you see all the magnetic field lines together at a time, it will be visible like the magnetic field lines are in the form of concentric cylinder. So for a given point, the magnetic field lines are in the form of concentric circles, and for the entire conductor, if you imagine, the magnetic field lines are in the form of concentric cylinder. That is one cylinder, then next, something like this that I've shown to you. So overall, I'm repeating again, any conductor which is in the form of straight wire, when the electric current will flow through it will behave as a magnet, and for any point the magnetic field lines will be in the form of concentric circle. So we can write down, that is, the magnetic field lines are in the form of concentric circles at any point. I'm talking about this conductor only, okay, for the straight conductor. And overall, means if you see all the points together, the magnetic field lines are in the form of concentric cylinders. So I hope you understood that each and every point will behave as a magnet, and each point will have the magnetic field lines in the form of concentric circles. and if you start moving away from the conductor, it is understood more will be the radius of the magnetic field lines, and accordingly we can also understand how the magnetic field will change. So I hope at least this much is clear, and what will be the direction we'll discuss in the next topic. So I hope this much is clear to you. Okay, so one more thing related to the same is, if the current is flowing through the conductor, so we have point A, or let it be point X, and let it be point Y. So from this particular point of the conductor, let this distance be small r and let this distance be capital R, and both are basically the points on the magnetic field line. So from this we can imagine one magnetic field line, and from this we can imagine another magnetic field lines. Okay, so at point X and at point Y there will be some strength of the magnetic field, that is B. So let it be B1 and B2. So we know this magnetic field lines pattern are within the magnetic field, and every point there will be some magnetic field strength, that is capital B, that we discussed in the previous class. So if we see, we have B1 and B2, that is, they are the two different values of the magnetic field. It is understood the B1 is very close to the conductor, so it will have more strength. So at X the magnetic field will be quite stronger as compared to Y point. So we can say in this case B1 will be greater than B2. Why? Because this point is closer to the conductor through which the current is flowing. So overall this conductor is behaving as a magnet, so if you go nearby the magnet, the field will be stronger. So we can say for any point in this case, the magnetic field is proportional to the distance, inversely proportional. So less is the distance, more will be the magnetic field, more is the distance, less will be the magnetic field. So at any point the magnetic field strength will be inversely proportional to the distance from the conductor through which the electric current is flowing. So I hope you understood this much, and this relation you have to remember, where X is the distance of a point from the conductor, where in this case it is small r and capital R. Okay, so I hope this is also understood. So this you have to remember, that is how the magnetic field will change with the change in the distance from the conductor. And one more thing that I want to discuss last today, that is same concept. If the magnetic field lines will be formed around the conductor carrying current, so what will be the direction of magnetic field at any point? So you know, if we have magnetic field lines anywhere, any point you have to find the magnetic field direction, that is capital B. We have to draw the tangent. So at this point if you draw the tangent, it will give the direction of magnetic field, that is capital B. If you have to find the magnetic field direction here, so you have to draw the tangent. So this will be the direction of magnetic field here. So X and Y are two different points on the magnetic field lines. So at X and Y, whatever will be the direction of magnetic field, that will be shown by the tangent. So if you imagine the magnetic field lines are in this direction, magnetic field lines, okay, and why this direction is given, we will understand in the next class based on some rule. So we can say at this point, if you have to find what will be the direction of magnetic field, so the direction of magnetic field line is this way, that is anti-clockwise. So at this point if you draw the tangent, it will give you the direction of magnetic field. At this point if you draw the tangent, it must be this direction. Why? Because we have to draw the tangent along the direction of magnetic field line, that is anti-clockwise. At this point magnetic field lines tangent will be this way. So this is your B3. If you have to find the magnetic field here, this will be B4. So if you know the magnetic field lines pattern, at every point when you draw the tangent, it will face in a particular direction, that will give the direction of magnetic field. So magnetic field and magnetic field lines, they are not same thing that I discussed in the previous class. Magnetic field is the strength of the magnetic field, we can say, and magnetic field lines are the pattern which basically show you the distribution of the magnetic force in a given space. So I hope this is also understood. If you have to find the direction of the magnetic field at any point, you can just draw the tangent at the point over the magnetic field line, and that will show you the direction of magnetic field as well. So this is the topic we have today, because next class we are going to continue with the same topic, that is, if a straight conductor is behaving as a magnet, then the magnetic field lines will have a particular direction. What will be the direction of that magnetic field lines? That we'll discuss in the next class with the help of a rule given by one of the scientists. So for today this topic is, the class is done, and we'll continue in this chapter in the next class as well. So I hope you are able to understand the concept of this chapter, but still any doubt you have, just write down so that you can discuss in the live session. That is why I give the doubt class to you, so that wherever you are finding difficulty anywhere, just let me know. Okay, so for today is done. Thank you, take care, Hari Om.